It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants. Coming up next.
It can hold over 82,000 fans, and every one of those seats is filled for this one, as our coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium. Welcome, everybody, to the booth. I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward for this game. And Brock, as a former quarterback, I know your focus is on the offensive side of the ball ahead of this kickoff.
Yeah, these two offenses are so fun to watch because the best offenses in this league, Kate, they're about trust. And it just pops out. When you study them during the week on the game film, you just see it. They trust one another. That's head coach, that's coordinator, that's play caller, that's to the quarterback, and then certainly the 11 on the field. Both these groups are getting it done.
Matthew Wright set to get this one started. And we're off from MetLife. This taken from the 12. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. They'll be led out by this promising young signal caller. Already a starter in his first season out of Ole Miss.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you can see some of those nerves slipping through.
He locates Daniel Bellinger. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
From the gun, it's Tracy. And an opening doesn't materialize. He's cut near the line of scrimmage. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on second down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Shotgun now on third down. Makes the grab in bounds left side. Down to the 10. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a 6-0 lead right away. Just like they drew it up in practice this week, partner, and the exact start they wanted to have in this game.
That's 100%. That's why you script and you go over these plays ahead of time. Kate, you know this. All those amazing essays you wrote at Cal, that start to that paper was so important. It set the tone for the rest of it.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Gano ready to send this away. Raheem Blackshear now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by the first player picked in the 2023 NFL Draft from Alabama. It's Bryce Young.
Watching Bryce Young at Alabama, he just made the game look so easy. One of those rare prospects where everything just feels like it's in slow motion and he's in total control. Well, fast forward to the NFL, and he took a beating early in his career. Everything must have felt like a blur. But there's no denying the promise he has as a quarterback, that high upside that made him the #1 pick overall. That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle, instead Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
And the Giants going nickel, third down coming. Shotgun snap now to Young. Connection made to Tremble. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10 from the 41. The shotgun, a give to Hubbard. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Here's 2nd and 2. Now it'll be caught by Adam Thielen. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Young on 1st and 10. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
To the air on 1st down, Young. Complete to Tremble. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Sticking to the air, it's Young. This throw is caught. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Young working from the gun. He's on the move. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Panthers finish off their opening drive. It's a Bryce Young touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one splits the uprights. And the Panthers start off well to tie things 7-7. Right, ready to send this one away. Starting at the 10. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Giants and Tyrone Tracy are running back on now. And he sure has proven to be a handful for them, grabbing their attention as a runner, but actually doing a good bit of damage as part of the team's passing game, too. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. That's complete to Darius Slayton. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Giants will have a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. It's a pickup of 11. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Man there, it's Malik Neighbors. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Slot man in motion left. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Into the hands of Neighbors. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Second and 3 now. From the 27. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing now from the gun. He's going to push one deep. They connect on the deep shot. And he will score. It's a New York touchdown. The Giants break the tie here in the first. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Now we'll pause. The officials want to take a good look at this and confirm it was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
So the celebration can resume on that sideline. The touchdown stands. Gano's point after is good. And the Giants take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Gano ready to send this away. Return starts from the goal line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Now for the second time, we take a look at this Panther offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Here's Young on 1st and 10. Cut out left. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
First down, ball at the 36. Out of the gun, Young. Tremble with the grab. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Running with Hubbard out of the gun. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of one. Neither side separating much so far. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. We're ready to go with the second quarter. It's Panthers football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second, and incompletion is still pretty good, too.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Receiver in motion, headed right. On 2nd and 10, Young. Pass complete to Hubbard. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Giants' side of the field.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
They motion a receiver left. On 3rd down, it's Young. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10, it's Hubbard. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought down by Paulson Adebo.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 36. Has him on the quick hitter. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Here's a give to Hubbard. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
Now it's Matthew Wright for this field goal try. From the left hash, this will be from 50. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. They'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Giants offense all set to get started. And that lead they've got, Brock, they are never going to have to worry about losing it if they keep scoring every time they touch this football.
Is that how it works?
It surprisingly is. You know, if you have the lead and you don't lose it, you win.
That type of start, well, you wanted all 17 games of a season, but you're lucky to get it more than once.
They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They're set up at the 35 now. To throw here on 1st down. He finds Jaxson. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Man in motion here. A give right side to Tracy. And he's able to get back to the line, but that is all. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He's got it. Looks like the feet are in bounds, too. Oh, I don't believe it. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They go play action on 1st. He's on the move. Now here he goes. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
On the handoff, this is Tracy. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front, and they fired off the line knowing a run was coming, and boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing from the gun here. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Malik Neighbors, the one he was throwing for. And now it's 2nd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throwing it again on 2nd down. Hits him on the out route. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
They're going play action. And he scores. It's a New York touchdown. The Giants now lead by 10. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. There was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he found his man.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised decision, but when you give your receiver a chance, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust your guys are better than theirs.
Gano for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants drive their lead to 11. Gano ready to send this away. Dowdle now to return it. He's got a lane up past the 30. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38. The Panther offense headed out to the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. So good field position for the Panthers. Starting this drive, 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. He'll cobble together a yard there. Bobby Okereke making that stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Panthers pushing for points. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap now to Young. Complete to Tremble. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Micah McFadden able to make the play.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Panthers moving quickly, trying to get set at the line. Throwing on 3rd and long. Stays in the pocket. And that one's incomplete. For now, it brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. Tempting to perhaps take the yards and run 3rd down again, partner, but they decline it. That's going to bring up 4th down. Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Wow, beautiful punt there. They have them backed up all the way to the 2-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
This close to your own goal line, they really don't want to risk a sack. That means, well, one option, run it and buy whatever breathing room you can.
Tight end gets it running forward. And this buys him some much-needed breathing room up across the 5. Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. Throwing from the gun. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. And he gets it away from his end zone. Fair catch is made a yard or 2 short of midfield. No return on that punt. And it's going to be Panthers football. This offense getting to take the field one more time in the half. And with all their timeouts remaining, Brock, they may be able to put a little something together here before halftime. He's got him. That's McMillan. And he'll go out of bounds after a pickup inside the opposing 40. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Young to throw it. Dumped off to his running back. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop-back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Down to the 10. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers make it a one-score game before halftime. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on a football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Right on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Panthers cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. DJ Wanham gets there to haul him down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. That's going to bring us to the end of this first half of football with the Giants holding things down in East Rutherford. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Carolina ready to get things started on offense to begin the third. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Young on 1st and 10. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Hubbard trying this up the gut. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Dexter Lawrence on the tackle. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. He's on the move. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line.
What an excellent job there by the defense. Once he gets out on the move, to be able to corral and contain him and not give up any yards. So often a unit can't keep that contained, and a play like that will go for a big gain.
Carolina in punt formation. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. This is away, and once again, he's caught all of it. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be Giants football. First and 10 from the 41. Coming left is Tracy. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there, and the Giants will have a first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. A handoff to Tracy. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Robinson in motion right. Here he is on 3rd and long. The throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
A give to Tracy up the middle. And he will take it in. Touchdown, New York! The Giants push their lead further to start the half. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Gano for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants drive their lead to 11. Gano ready to send this away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Here's Young on 1st and 10. It's caught. That's Thielen. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Quite the start to that drive, huh? The first play sets him up now at the 38. They kick the running back in motion. Throw complete to Thielen. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Up the middle, Hubbard. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Young working from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Steadily keeping him involved in their passing game, Brock, but that throw now didn't work out the way his earlier targets had.
It kind of felt like, you could see that from the booth, this defense was sick and tired of this running back catching the ball.
Yeah.
A whole lot more active in their coverage, and somebody was ready to finally separate the football when it arrived.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start, up close to the 30. The Giants headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Finds his target, Robinson. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Dump off caught by his back. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Here's Tracy once more. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They're set up at the 35 now. To the air now on 1st and 10. Into the hands of Neighbors. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
It's Tracy on the carry. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Cut out left. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. And the Panthers into the nickel set. 3rd down coming. Dropping back to throw. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Three quarters in the books from this one. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a two-score game to begin the fourth. On fourth down, we'll see Graham Gano lead the Giants field goal unit out. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that extends their lead to 14.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown to field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Gano ready to send this away. Blackshear on the return. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Panthers set to take the field. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Connection made to Tremble. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a pickup of 26. And it'll give the Panthers a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
To the air on first down, Young. Pass complete to Hubbard. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Out of the gun, Young. McMillan hauls it in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They're now set for first and 10. Sticking to the air, it's Young. Thielen's got it, complete. And this is down all the way to the 3. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Working inside the red zone. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes, incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
So the incompletion on first. Here's second and goal. Shotgun snap now to Young. Catch is made in close.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
Buckle up. It's third and goal. They'll try with Hubbard. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused, and they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a fourth down.
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a fourth to try to reach that end zone. They put a receiver in motion right. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Chased out to his right. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Carolina! The Panthers now within 1 score in the 4th. It's a Bryce Young touchdown. His 3rd total score this game. Well, Brock, not the way I imagined it was designed there on 4th and goal, but I don't think these coaches cared how he got the job done. Just make sure you get in for 6.
Yeah, really just 2 options here as the game speeds up down there, right? Find a throwing lane and execute quickly, or you better escape and make it happen with your legs. He didn't get the throwing lane, the coverage he wanted, so a great decision. You cannot hesitate. You got to go for it, and he sure did, and use that athleticism for 6.
And he goes down, the pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead.
You go with what you think is your best option. There they felt like it was going to be a pass, but sometimes it simply doesn't work.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Return starts from the goal line. This return makes it up to the 25. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They run. Here's Tracy. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
This finds Bellinger. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Trying the right side with Tracy. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They go right back to Tracy. And he's stopped after getting this down to about the 44. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. From the gun, it's Tracy. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
The Giants are set to punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing from his own end zone. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
On 2nd down, it's Hubbard. And he's tackled for a short gain. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
Now to throw. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a fourth down.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defense.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. To throw. That's incomplete on fourth down, and they'll turn over possession.
Well, there was no way that defense was going to pass up on that opportunity. I dare to say that was the most energetic and frenzied we've seen them all game. I don't think they could believe the offense would go for it that deep in their own territory.
A touchdown all but gifted to them here as they take over first and goal. Tracy. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he's in for the touchdown. The Giants go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
Gano for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants lead by 15 now. Gano ready to send this away. Dowdle now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Carolina offense headed out now. Their failure on fourth down was answered by a touchdown, so they're really going to need to rebuild some momentum as they take the field once again. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now Young. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its second. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. First and 10, got to score immediately here. Only 1 timeout left, and that clock winding down. They've got a man in motion. Young on 1st and 10. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Panthers moving quickly, trying to get set at the line. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He picks up 28 on the play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the 2 of them.
Panthers moving quickly, trying to get set at the line. He's got him. That's McMillan. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. from the 28. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. So the Giants come away with the win. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Heward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. It's a well-earned win for the Giants as we say so long from New York.